Hi, I'm Betsy Sarcone,
I'm Kelly Schall.
and we're here to talk to you about one of our favorite things in the whole world.
Bold.
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 So we were just talking a little bit. We kind of have two different, I guess we both appreciate the productivity part of bold.
For sure.
You also have an appreciation for the mindset portion.
Right.
As do I. So we're just going to talk to you a little bit about what we've learned. So the first time that we took bold, what did we say? It was
2012. When did we start?
2012.
Yeah, 2012.
So it was when Keller Williams Greater Des Moines first launched.
Mm-hmm.
I think nobody really had a great idea of what bold was.
We didn't have a clue. Not a clue. And we drove to Kansas City every week to take the course. And it was a big commitment for all of us to do that.
I think all I knew at the time was that I didn't have $799. Like I literally did not have it.
Yeah.
And so I didn't know how the heck I was going to make it happen, but we all, I think, made a commitment and just followed through on it. What was your, I guess the first bold, what was your big takeaway from that?
The mindset. It's for me, yes, production. Obviously, that's, a lot of what it's about. Yet the mindset for me was something that was really big. How you say things, the scripts, just getting over making the phone calls and any bad mindset towards that, I think was a big thing. And I remember that one, I really involved my family in that. And I had my girls being accountable for things, holding me accountable for things. So that was pretty cool to have them involved and set goals with them also.
Yeah. And I remember I had been in sales when I was in college. I did cold calling and things like that. But I'd never really been taught that in real estate to be successful, you actually need to pick up the phone.
Yeah.
I think coming from a traditional brokerage that it was very much just wait for the phone to ring. And if it doesn't, then you can't go out for a steak dinner. So I guess we learned how to predetermine what happens instead of just, reacting to something.
Right.
We learned how to make it happen.
Yeah.
And I remember, I cried that first time that we went. I think it was step 2 when we were reporting numbers and I hadn't done what I was supposed to do. And I remember I started crying, but that's still probably one of the biggest breakthrough moments I've ever had was I realized everything is a choice.
And our coach was tough.
Yeah.
She didn't mess around.
I think after that one, at that point, bold number 1, I think in that year, I had transitioned over to Keller Williams in May of that year. And I think I did a total of maybe 12 transactions that year.
Yeah.
Something along those lines. And I don't think I'd ever really done much more than that. And then it was crazy because that's when I started lead generating for listings and I especially expired listings. And it was every bold just led into another and it stair stepped up. It went from, doing 12 transactions to doing, it was 42 the next year to doing 50 some to doing 80, to where we're at so far this year. It's
and then growing your
50.
Team. It's just this natural progression of all of these things fall into place. And the best part is what I love about Keller Williams is it starts at bold. Well, it really starts at ignite. Yet when you get to bold, it's a whole nother game changer. And then once you do that, they have the tools to say, okay, when you start doing more of these things, this is what we can do to help you grow even more. So I always think that's a huge benefit too.
Yeah. And bold leads into a lot of MAPS coaching. One of Hank, one of our bold coaches is who encouraged me to sign up for MAPS coaching. And that after that point was, boom, it was that rocket ship. Everything kind of took off from there.
For sure. And I would say other than just the production part of it, which obviously is a huge thing. We all have to make money in this business or what's the point of doing it? I think for me, mindset. And I think every time, I think I've taken bold 4 times. And every single time I've learned something different and I've gone for different reasons. So one of my reasons that I learned later on. So a lot of in 2016, I found out that I had breast cancer and what a life changer. And I just remember thinking everything has led me up to this point and what is going to happen in my life at this point. So the mindset of bold had set me forward in saying, stop with the gloom and doom. We're not dealing with that crap. We're just going to move forward. And for whatever reason, I'm supposed to go on this journey. So from bold, then I went to Jack Canfield. And the only reason I bring that up is just that it put me in the right mindset of saying, this is how you can grow yourself and you can look outside and find different things to do. So I honestly think that helped me overcome cancer, honestly, because my mindset was not that it would be anything different than that. And I've talked to you about that quite a bit. So for me, it's more than just the production side of things. It's also that mindset of saying you can do anything that you want and setting those goals. That's the other part of it.
Yeah, and getting rid of that victim mentality of things are happening to you. And that's why everybody that, surrounds me,
Yeah.
we require that people take bold for a reason, because we want our mindsets the same. And I've seen what it can do for people too. And even like my MAPS coach is a bold coach.
Yeah.
So I get that every week as well on that end.
Well, I think the other part that kind of hit home with me was when I went through, in August is when I went through Jack's training. And I was like, this is bold on steroids. I mean, it was just so much in line with that. And one of the things that he teaches is being 100% responsible for your life. So even if that means cancer, or even if that means, I didn't get those numbers this week, why? Why didn't you do that? And you need to look within yourself and figure out why that happened. So we definitely are saying you need to take bold. And if you've not taken it before, absolutely you gotta do it.
And I'd say even if you have taken it
Oh,
before,
for sure.
I think I'm a 6-time graduate.
Yeah.
I've kind of lost track.
I did
But
too.
even last time I opted out and didn't take it. And I should have. In retrospect, I went to the last step and thought, like I need a mindset check-in. And so I went to the last step of bold and realized, it's like maintenance at this point. It's maintenance. You just need to keep taking over and over and over.
And I learned something different every time.
Absolutely.
I really do. I learned something different every time. And a lot of times there's different reasons that I'm there.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
everybody needs to do it. Everybody needs to sign up. Let's show that Des Moines has the power to have huge numbers. So come on, join us.
Sign the contract. Bye.
Bye-bye.